We gonna move from that, man. Cause you got this box that's been sitting here.
Yeah, speaking of
This
Gremlins.
whole
Nice.
You know.
Speaking of Gremlins, yeah, this is NECA Gremlins 2, the new batch, the ultimate brain gremlin. Remember the smart gremlin?
Yeah,
The one that talks.
Gremlins 2?
he
Yeah,
organized
the ones
it
that
all.
talk. Yeah, so
The
this
city's so
motherfucker-
nice, they named it twice. Yeah.
Precisely.
Right.
Precisely.
Yeah, even though I know it wasn't his voice, Kelsey, I hear Kelsey Grammer.
That wasn't Kelsey Grammer?
I
Right.
don't think it
That
was.
was?
It was
No,
it? Was it? I'm not
Google it,
sure.
y'all.
I
Yeah,
haven't
do that
seen
fact
it.
check,
Look it up.
Moxie.
Look
Yeah,
it
is
up.
it?
Back check.
I hope it is.
Because that
Who was the
sounded
voice
like...
of Ultimate Brain, the brain gremlin, the smart motherfucker?
I would like it to be Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, that
I
would
want
be.
it to be Kelsey Grammer so bad.
But if it's not, it was a damn close rendition.
Yeah.
Tony Randall.
Oh, close
Oh
enough.
my God!
Close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Okay.
That's dope, though.
No, that is though.
Yo, Felix
He
Unger.
killed it, okay.
exactly.
He killed
That's
it.
pretty much where Kelsey got his theme from.
Right, right.
Basically.
Okay, so
Indeed, indeed.
as you can see, this is this motherfucking gremlin.
Wow, look at the
Oh, he's
leisure
kind of
suit.
brown.
The straight
Yeah,
80s
he's
leisure
brown.
suit.
He got a leisure
Right.
suit. He got his
Right.
zoot suit.
He got a dickie on right
Yeah.
there. like a good kid in the 80s.
Sexy. Oh, I love him.
That's the same suit that Sally was wearing in what's that Commando.
Oh, you are right.
It's the exact same suit.
The
Wow.
detail is so good. Like their skin is kind of shiny. It's really cool.
Because they're real.
Yes, exactly right. They come to life at night.
Exactly.
He got some weight to him.
Dude, what would
It's solid.
happen if you woke up at night and all your toys was moving around?
Go back to sleep.
Would it be like Indian in the cupboard or
Like-
Toy Story or
like
Puppet
what if
Master?
Right. Or small soldiers.
Oh, Small Soldiers,
You're
yes.
dead.
Yeah. Is it Toy Story, Puppet Master, Small Soldiers?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's a good question. I don't know.
How bad is your freak out upon seeing all your toys move and
I'll
talk?
probably want trip. I probably want trip.
Not right away.
lace up the
Do
boots.
them puppet master shit. Like, all right, well, y'all ain't killing me because I'll beat
Yeah,
your motherfucking ass.
I'm the master.
I ain't
Right.
scared of shit.
It's
So
a
y'all
toy,
gonna work
right?
for me or what's going on here? Right, so it's
right.
like, yo, nigga,
Right, I
No,
freed
no,
you.
you're
yo,
right, I
son,
freed you.
we're not
True.
here for that. Yeah, we're not playing this game.
Yo, he got the straight glasses. Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, so homie, what's y'all my minions? What's going on? Now I'm gonna give y'all locations of banks.
Not locations of banks. Oh my God.
Guys, go ahead.
I think I'd feel that way about my figures. I have like a Pennywise face
Yikes.
that I look at, and I have a Deadpool head. I mean, I have a bunch of figures, but probably not as many as you. And mine are more stagnant. They're not posable. So yeah, I don't know. I would probably be like, hey man, we're
So-
cool. I've been
Exactly.
here for you guys. I gave you
Like,
a place
I
to
played with
stay.
you.
Right, I gave you a place to stay. Like, we're all good.
Hey, I remember the movie, the 80s B horror movie Dolls, man.
Oh my
I
God,
remember
dolls!
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah,
Dolls
that
is
was.
crazy.
Yeah, those dolls, those people didn't do nothing to them dolls.
No.
them dolls just
But
decided.
those motherfuckers look creepy though.
They
yeah,
do.
they,
You know what I
they,
mean?
those
Like,
dolls
yeah.
just decided.
Yeah, those, your ass going out.
Right,
They
right.
did right.
Well, that's the weird
They,
part.
they came in creepy.
They looked
A
at them
lot of
dolls and was
those
like,
Toy Stories, it'd be the toy was possessed or this old artifact or
Yeah.
something.
right, like
shit
Annabelle.
that you shouldn't have anyway in your house.
True. Right, I want a pet for my
That
child.
never been investigated.
Do you know what that was about? So the Mogwai is a curse.
Mark Wayne.
So the dude,
So I was right all along.
he
No,
I was
no.
right all along. I had to clear peace with them, and,
Yeah.
and their curse.
We're doing
So-
a poo party.
the way the Mogwai works is that you have to gift it to somebody, and they have to willingly accept it.
Oh.
So that's why once you got Mogwai, that's why like Gizmo gets attached to you.
Aww.
Once you got Gizmo, he not going.
He's a parasite.
No,
Wow,
it's
bro.
adorable.
Right, he's the gatekeeper. He's the gatekeeper.
He's the gatekeeper.
Because
So
as long,
it's more horror than you believe.
Yeah, it was
No,
a
but
horror for
Mogwai
children,
protected you.
essentially.
No, how the Mogwai protects you if he get water
But he didn't want the water. He talking to you.
Mike,
He
where
said,
your mic at, Jay?
yeah. Why you up there projecting?
Come on.
Right, you be putting it down.
Yo, it came
Turn
with
the
brain.
volume
It
up.
came with brain juice.
While he
Oh,
work,
he did.
while he working on that. Yeah.
What the came with brain juice, fam?
Can I see it?
You gotta.
Get
We
you,
have to,
get you some brain juice.
while you
He's a genius.
if you remember Gizmo rather, Gizmo didn't want to Gizmo didn't want to get wet. He didn't want to eat out. He didn't want to break any rules.
All right, there I go.
It was always accidental. Somebody else did it to him.
True.
So Gizmo was trying to protect because he knew what would happen.
True.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
There are some good
the
ones.
Mogwai Marauder will stay in
This
retirement.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Keep well, you can just change it to the Gremlin something.
This motherfucker
It's
got
not a
smoking
good- it's-
pipe.
That's classy.
That's not a
Remember
good.
he sat in that Family Classics chair. And
He did
was-
sit in the Family Classics chairs.
He just sat there with that pipe talking about, come on in one time, won't you?
I love the Gremlins so much.
Hey, that second movie was weird as fuck.
I loved it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I
But
think
it
was
followed
dope.
the history because they were in a like a technological
Yeah.
city
Yeah,
building,
yeah,
and they were
fit.
fucking it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just destroying everything as it goes.
Yeah.
It made sense. It was one of the it made sense where it was like a sequel that it didn't really fuck up the franchise.
No, it was.
I felt the
And,
first one was almost a horror movie, and the second one was more of an adventure comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, it was
Because
like
it was a
horror
little
for
more
children.
It was a
scary
lighthearted-
parts in the first one. Like
Oh, the
kinda,
first-
Oh, the first one was
I
fucked up.
love the first one
That
because
movie
it was a
theater.
horror.
Yeah.
Yo, when it was in the
Yeah.
Christmas tree and you just see the eyes glowing behind her. Yo,
Yeah.
but she murked them gremlins. That was some realness.
She
She
was.
put it in the blender. She put one in the
Yeah.
microwave.
yeah. She wasn't playing no games. Yeah.
Those were the movies, man, where you had to show that streak of survival, right?
Right, she
Yeah.
fought back.
And she was the mother. She was the motherfucking
Yeah.
the leader of the family.
First line
and
of
shit,
defense.
You know what I mean? So she had to put her shit on stripes.
She
You know
did.
what I
Oh,
mean?
she went hard.
real talk in horror history, but and I'm not trying to get us too sidetracked from what we was gonna go on. If you really think about it, man, not enough respect is given to the position of the final girl.
True.
The final girl, because that's what it's called. Like, if you
the
think-
one that survived.
the one that survives.
Yeah.
Because if you think about horror movie history, no matter how skilled you are as a dude, no matter how buff you are, you got murked. The ladies survived and always came out on top.
That's
of
Ellen Ripley. That's Sarah
right
Connor.
from all
Yeah.
of them. And not enough props is given to the final guy. Like, these are the people who survived the Jasons, the Michael Myers, the Freddys.
Leatherface.
If
Right.
I may.
Yeah, go right ahead.
You got a mic.
Now, some of those survival situations come by a bunch of bungling. They trip over something. It's something real, just out of place that they happen to like miss this sword swing or a knife hack. You know what I mean?
Well, not Jamie Lee Curtis
A lot
though.
of- No. A lot of it is just like spoofage, and it's like
Not
okay,
Sarah Connor from Terminator
Yeah.
either.
And not Sidney
depending
Prescott.
on-
Sidney
depending
Prescott was
on the
fucking up
movie,
those face.
Depending on the movie or some G shit. But like horror movies like Jason and all that,
Yeah.
they come on now.
Yeah, nobody
if
ever
you-
survived
if you
Jason.
are running in the forest,
Yeah.
are you going to trip that many times? Come on, man.
And then stay
When is
down.
when is your survival skills kick in?
Right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
for
You
some-
leaping over some things. You damn near doing parkour.
Yeah, I'm taking branches to the face, getting cut up. I'm
Well,
still going.
yeah.
Well, if you notice, the final girl hardly ever is the one that falls in the woods. It's always like
The first
and
one.
it's always like the
It's the
other
first-
ones.
it's the
It's
first
the
kid.
first ones. I'm talking about.
She's usually the person with the brains.
Right, she's
Right,
The
like,
survivor.
That's what I'm
like, if
saying.
you think
It's
about
a survival, so
right,
it's a thought process.
Because
Boom, 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 boom.
that girl
I'm
who
out.
put on the sweater in Friday the 13th too, that
Yeah.
was genius.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was genius.
Right,
I'm saying,
right.
Jason, mommy is mad at you, like doing like the
Right,
whole
right.
thing, like
Oh, mommy, that's you, mommy.
right. This motherfucker could
Mommy,
take.
that's you, mommy.
Right, she knew he could take her head off at any second.
Yeah.
But she stood in
She
there and
had
played
nothing
that
else to do,
card.
right.
Right. She
Yeah.
played
Elm
that
Street.
card.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
got you, fam.
You
I
have
got you.
those moments, but then you have them chicks that's like, okay, you should have been dead about a half hour ago.
I feel
But
that
you
way
made it through
about
the
like,
movie.
I Know What You Did Last Summer, like that era of which it was in tandem with Scream, but Sydney was smarter than anyone
Yeah,
from.
absolutely.
Yeah, Sidney Prescott was
Yeah.
definitely smarter than any other.
And she would fight back
and she
hard.
fought back hard from
she
the
shot
jump.
Him. She shot a bunch of them.
Yeah, she.
Because it was always a different ghost face.
Hey, that's a fact.
Yeah, and
That's
she
a fact.
she plugged a few of them. Yeah, she put a bullet in what? At least 2 other ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, to
her
me-
own
to me,
cousin.
she's-
Yeah, her
The
cousin.
one
She
that
shot
was
a
a girl,
cousin.
that's the
Yeah.
short one. Yeah.
To me, she's the Jamie Lee Curtis.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
That, in that first
yeah.
Halloween, when he showed up in her crib at the end, she snapped.
Mm-hmm.
She went the fuck off.
That hanger grab, that was lucky as fuck, man. That
Yeah.
hanger stab, that was
Oh,
that
that was
a
that
stroke of luck.
survival, like,
that's
yo,
survival though.
I'm
That's that
going.
survival. Oh no, not his brain juice.
When the chips are down.
Not the brain juice.
Do you remember when he first drunk the brain juice?
Kinda, yeah.
He was like,
Right. He's
I would like to talk to you and tell you how I feel about it. It was like, what?
right. It was pretty fast. It was pretty fast.
It just switched. He just
that science lab was on point though. Had they not had the gremlins fuck they shit up, they could have changed the world. Maybe.
well, they was using gremlins to change the world. That was the problem.
They were.
Yeah,
they
that
were.
your mistake one.
Like how you first of
invited
all,
chaos.
why would you merge a spider?
With a gremlin.
Yeah, with a
true.
gremlin. Why would you do that? Like a lot of them were accidental. I think they were doing it to themselves. But that spider was theirs. They did that shit.
Yeah, that's gross.
Well, they was all about crossbreeding and multiplying in the first place. Yeah, make sure you don't.
Yeah, for sure. They were.
yeah, I
Even
in
in the first movie.
yeah,
all
it was
about-
experimentation.
Yeah, come on now.
Which is where the
Yeah.
the Montauk Project and all that comes from, which is where Stranger Things come from too. That see, he already trying to get away.
He's trying to escape.
He's trying to
get away.
escape to cause chaos. He's trying to get to the lights. He wants to dismantle
as
them.
long as we don't see him, as long as he can move around, but he's trying to get to out of sight so he can just dip off.
sit your ass down.
All right, sit your ass down. Sit still, bro.
Which makes sense. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
It makes sense that it was so many of them that kind of ended up being experimented on. Because even in the first movie, it was enough of them to fill a movie theater.
Yo,
So
because
it
remember
was
they fell in the swimming
70
pool.
of them? Yeah, right. They fell in the
Yeah,
swimming
the
pool.
Those
swimming
stripes
pool.
jumped in the swimming pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
stripe
yeah.
ones. Yeah, those stripe ones was evil.
Yeah, Stripe.
Yeah, Stripe was that dude. He was
Stripes is always that's what I mean about a curse. It's always the same order. Stripes is first, and then he brings out the rest, and it's always the
Right.
same personality over and over again. Yeah.
touche.
They really get into it in other, like if you go into like Gremlin lore.
Yeah, other media. I know there's a lot of German folklore.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah.
From Gremlins, especially from World War II, because they would say that was the reason planes wouldn't take off.
Things were happening.
Yeah, and that's where that Bugs Bunny episode came from, where he fought the gremlin. Yeah.
Well, Bugs Bunny,
Bunny
Twilight Zone did that episode.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone did it with
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That was Shatner on that plane. Like,
Yeah, I love that episode.
Yeah.
Look, man, I've been a Gremlin lore fanatic. And yeah, dude, we gotta reenact and do that shit because that's like I want to make a horror though.
Did you see that the Gremlin movie I told y'all to watch?
what was
What's
it called?
The one, it's got Hit Girl in it, and it's like something in the sky or something.
The cloud thing.
Yeah, Cloud.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
It has Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah. It's on Hulu. It's a
on
Hulu
Hulu.
original. Yeah, it's a Hulu original.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah,
because
I saw some of it. I didn't finish it, but yeah, it's nuts. It's
it
pretty nuts.
seems like it's basic, but it's literally exactly what we talking about. It's a World War II era story, and randomly in the midst of this, them in a plane doing some shit, a fucking gremlin's on the plane.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like from what I didn't finish it. Ambi finished it. I only
Yeah,
got
I
halfway
finished
through.
it.
It was just late for me. So I
It's
fell
super
asleep.
ridiculous, which is what makes it so good because they didn't take themselves too seriously. They gave you a fucking gremlin. It's a fucking gremlin on a plane, and they're in the plane trying to avoid enemy territory, getting shot down by other planes, and random screws and shit hey, where'd this screw come from?
No.
Like,
Absolutely not.
Terrifying.
and they're just like getting mad and annoyed.
No.
If I'm on a plane, there's a random screw just popping out the plane. I'm freaking out.
Eject.
Instantly. I'm already on freak out mode.
But see, that's the thing.
Like,
In it, nah, you good.
I'm automatically freaking the fuck out.
So they're in the air with this.
yeah, no.
And
Mischief nonstop.
And that's how they're acting. They're like, the dude is like, yo, you know the story of a gremlin. Ain't no fucking gremlin. And then like shit just, hey, I just left here and this was working just fine. Oh, really, was it? Was it working? They were like, nobody believed the guy who kept saying something ain't right.
See, just like how we were talking before about stuff being deep in the ocean and talking about space and dinosaurs and shit.
Okay.
Hey, the scenarios that Rod Serling used to create in the Twilight Zone,
Right.
absolutely the fuck not.
Oh, the guy who broke his glasses when he was the last person alive
Last
to
man
read.
on Earth.
That's
No.
fucked up. He was like, there was time now.
There's time now.
There was time.
There was not time. Yeah, the Twilight Zone set up some. I've probably seen every episode of Twilight Zone at least twice.
Yeah,
It's-
Twilight Zone gets you.
Yeah,
a lot
Rod
to think about.
Serling was amazingly creative in
Yes.
some of those stories.
He was ahead of his time.
He was. I like even though they had it in the Twilight Zone movie, the boy who could do anything and held
Yes.
that town hostage.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
original one
Yeah.
better
Yes.
because it was way darker. Because
Yes, it was.
It was way because he was like turning people into like really random like chairs and wagons and
Yes.
shit.
It was more accurate actually when they parodied it in The Simpsons.
You're right. It was when Bart had it. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Because he would send them to the fucking cornfield. Like that was where, and they just be lost. I'm sorry, they just be lost.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, is WandaVision a version of that?
That
Kind
actually
of,
reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
Very much so. Yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah, finally, he's together.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what they
My
do.
dude, look at
There he is, for real.
Fancy as hell.
Tony Randall.
Happy New Year's.
We didn't really get to see Scarlet Witch do Scarlet Witchy shit in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, now you retracting?
No, I just said we didn't get to retracting what?
I don't know what you about to say. See,
The mischief.
I like this mother. Yeah, Gremlin, right?
Right, they ain't gonna be. Remember the one back there used to fall all the time.
All the
Yeah,
time.
he was.
Hey man, I don't know what's going on.
All right, he just gonna go ahead and put him back in the box.
Yeah. Hey, wouldn't it be crazy if like this stuff do end up like, but they all come alive at once everywhere?
Like fucking. Fucking.
No, thank you.
Maximum Overdrive.
Right.
But
No,
with
thank you.
toys.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I
Hey,
agree with
Maximum
that.
Overdrive was a
Fine.
dope concept.
I love
The
Maximum
concept was dope.
Overdrive.
That was a dope fucking concept.
It needs
Break down
today's
the concept.
technology.
It
Break
does.
Break down the
It
concept.
needs today's
So
technology.
in the book, Maximum Overdrive, it was a little more explained than in the
Yeah.
show. I mean, in the movie. But basically, like there was a conscious electromagnetic life force, life being that was traveling with this comet. And it ended up like, you know how electromagnetic energy can spread. It ended up
Right.
coming to Earth and getting caught into the storm and then coming down and
Spreading
Affecting
throughout.
throughout all the different
electronic.
electronic devices. And in that, there was no end to it. I mean, it eventually stopped, but the time period from when it went to where it ended was fucking.
No
It was a long time,
telling.
as I
Yeah,
remember
no
from the story.
telling.
It was a long
You're talking
time.
about mechanics versus the life of human endurance.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
'Cause like in the movie,
transferability. You know.
yeah,
It would be worse now than it was
Yeah,
when Maximum
totally.
Overdrive came out. We got Alexa.
everything
we
is
got,
dependent upon it. Yeah.
everything. Your cell phone, your iPod, whatever.
It's Ultron.
Yeah. No.
And there was
no.
some horror movie they did
In the 90s, that
on
was
a
very
ship.
similar.
They were on a ship.
Oh, Virus.
Virus.
But that was Virus with the
Oh.
biomechanical thing that was taking over
It was
people.
another life form
Yeah.
that was energy, and it was merging people with technology.
That's actually an early comic book movie. That was a comic first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Virus was a
wow.
comic first. Yeah, it was a Dark Horse comic.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
That
it was
was-
a Dark Horse
That
had a
makes
lot of
sense.
properties get optioned that people didn't know were comics. Like people didn't know Tank Girl was a comic until
Tank
the movie
Girl
Yeah,
came
was
no,
out.
great.
Tank Girl is the
I
shit.
I love Tank Girl.
I love Tank Girl. And that
obviously-
Not the
technology
movie,
was
but
advanced.
the comic book was good.
The comic book was
Yeah,
very
the
good.
comic book was though.
Even
Actually, I
even
like
with
the
the
movie, though,
movie, the makeup was really advanced for that time period. Because like we
was.
were talking about Dick Tracy before,
And she looked
It-
like Tank Girl.
she looked just
it was
like her.
crazy.
Yeah, just like Tank Girl.
Yeah, she looked just like her.
Yep. Like that was a role that Madonna could have played back then.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree with that.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Like the
definitely.
desperately seeking Susan Madonna. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been it.
The before she became an icon, Madonna, when she was just
Yeah.
when she was just a pop star on the rise.
When she was just
Right.
a wild, yeah, she was just wilding out, having fun.
Yeah. The girls just want to have fun era, Madonna.
Yes.
Yeah, but before she became an icon, and that good for her.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Good
man.
for her.
Good for her.
Yes.
Pat on the back.
go,
No,
Madonna.
girls just want to have fun. It's not Madonna.
That's Cyndi
Cindy
Lauper.
Lauper.
You're right.
Yeah, I had to think about like, wait a minute.
Yeah. But that was all in the same grouping for me.
Material girl.
Material girl,
Yeah,
Madonna.
material girl.
That Papa Don't Preach, Madonna.
Right.
The low key teenage pregnancy song
True.
that was a major national hit.
They made fun of that
Yeah,
on
that was-
American Dad.
Yeah, they made fun of that on American Dad. They definitely made fun of that.
Yeah. It makes sense though. So you were saying?
Yes. What was I saying? I forgot. We hit so many.
About Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah,
about
What-
Maximum Overdrive. Oh, it was dope.
Yeah, I love Maximum
Yeah, I mean, like,
Overdrive.
So right now, if you think about all these, again, we're in that era where we're starting to see tons and tons of reboots of shit that's already been done.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not even rebooting the good shit.
Yeah.
Because they scared.
Like, why would you reboot the corny shit when the good shit is sitting there right next to it on the VHS show? Because you know that's all it is. They sat there and they was looking on the shelf and they was like, oh, we do own this movie. Let's remake it. No, remake that other good movie, the one we liked. You
But
know,
what if they fuck it up?
they gonna fuck everything up anyway. It don't matter.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, them redoing it. Well, since we're on a Stephen King thing, remaking it was a good choice.
It was closer to finally seeing it be what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I love the revamp of it.
Yeah, I was bored by the way he was scaring them.
Yeah, I do think that could have been switched up a little more because he was so scary.
Yeah.
Like there could have been variety in the ways he was popping up with them. I do agree with that.
Yeah, it was like pretty straightforward, and it's like they didn't really even try to be imaginative in that. Like if you think about it, this is like the whole Stranger Things thing. Each one of the people that he goes after, Vecna goes after, he goes after them in a very unique way. It's like the same way that on Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy Krueger goes after you.
Yeah, Vecna attacked your guilt. Your like if your regret. Your guilt and your regret is what Vecna and Stranger Things 4 is attacking, and it's real interesting because it's like you know, these people aren't really they're not bad. These people haven't done anything wrong.
They just got guilt.
They just got a huge amount of guilt.
He's the shame wizard.
Pretty much, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like the creativity behind that versus that you got this ancient being that feeds on fear.
Yeah.
He had these kids, and he used their fears as kids. They're now adults, and not one of these adults has overcome their childhood fear, which is kind of corny to me. So you didn't find what they're afraid of now. You ran with what they had as a fear as a kid, and they all reacted as if they were still kids. And I thought that was weak.
You're talking about it, right?
Yeah, you should have went there. Like
that's what I feel like too. You beat the motherfucker, then you grow up.
You
I got pistols. What's up? Dude?
Right.
Like, we could go outside, fam.
Well,
Can I see you outside?
right.
Yeah, we go outside. I'm not scared of you. I whipped your ass as a child.
my only
I
two
beat the
comments
boogeyman.
about that are when they left Derry as adult. The more time you spend away from Derry, you forget what it is.
That's right. That
Oh,
is.
no, I get that.
So
Yeah,
there's that.
okay.
But also, I do think in a realistic aspect, some people do remain scared of things they were afraid of as a child, as adults.
But as an
'Cause
adult, would you react the same way? That's the question.
if you're
If
afraid
it's a
of drowning
phobia.
as a child, you'd be afraid of that shit as an adult unless you beat it.
But that's why I say one of them, at least one of them,
would beat it. I see what you're
would
saying.
be over it. Like, for example, if I'm the guy that's afraid of like the pussy sickness disease person,
Yeah.
if I see that as an adult, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab something, I'm gonna knock the fuck out of whatever that is. I'm
Yeah.
not don't touch
Right.
me.
It depends on if you ever beat it.
Yeah.
If phobia's strong, I guess.
Yeah, that was
Some
it was-
phobias are strong, but I see
It
both
was weak
sides
as a
of it.
movie.
Yeah.
Some of them.
I mean, as a
like-
movie, it was weak.
I see what
It
you're
was not
saying.
interesting to watch adults be scared of
We
the
was
same
about to
shit.
get
Of
into
the same
phobias
shit, for
like
sure.
well, actually, buddy, there's a. But I see you as a movie.
I just wanted some real good scares.
I agree.
For sure. Yes,
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, that's
That fucking the machine gun.
that was brilliant.
Yeah, and the Mack truck. Fuck no.
Oh, with the
Oh, with the Green Goblin face, man.
Yes.
literally with Willem Dafoe on the front of a truck.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going.
Yeah, that was the Green Goblin from that was classic Green Goblin
Yes,
face
it
too.
And then
Right.
them dumbasses in this movie was like, we gotta get out of here. What? I'm not going outside. The trucks are all
she
lined
was
Right,
up.
her
standing
goofy
there
ass.
screaming.
With the damn
With the-
rocket launcher
Why
in her
did
hand.
she just run?
Because she's. Why
It's a
wouldn't
movie.
she
Why
Why
shoot?
you standing there and you seen all these bodies getting?
Why
Because
wouldn't you
Like
shoot?
80s.
Why wouldn't you shoot?
So
first?
with that being said, shout out to why we love James Cameron back in the day. Because he was the guy that put the woman in the situation, and instead of her being hysterical,
Yeah.
he said, I'm gonna get in this mech and I'm about to beat your ass.
I'm gonna be the hero.
I'm about to fight you, Terminator. Like his women were badasses.
Give me
Yeah.
the
This is
shotty.
true.
Hell yeah.
Like, they didn't do
I'ma
that.
fight you, alien.
Yeah, let's go.
Morphs.
And I think we see that now, but like now we got a space where that's normal, and we forget about how big of a deal that was back then.
Yeah. It
You know,
was.
like that was like so intense. It was just like, yo, they were some of the best heroes in film at that
In
time.
film,
True.
Yeah,
absolutely.
true.
Like to this day, Sarah Connor probably could have whooped everybody,
Yeah.
especially Terminator 2 Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was mad
Ooh.
prepared in T2.
Yes.
Mad prepared, and she didn't blink when the T 2000 showed up.
Ooh,
Like
with
she
his
just
scary
kept it
ass.
moving.
She was
Like,
about it.
I would have had a little bit of a breakdown for a second.
Hell yeah.
I see a man come out of liquid metal. I'm gonna freak out.
Same thing with Ripley though. Mike,
Mike.
you're a microphone. The people in the TV land have to.
You're
understand.
right.
Uh-oh, he working on the volume.
Doom, doom.
Chief Rocker. Chief Rocker. Jay Rocker. In the front. Come on, who cares?
Doom, doom.
I say with the one, it's just long as it sound funky. It's about the funk. I live with the
Hello. There we go.
Oh,
There
arguments
it
and
is.
go ahead.
Ooh.
What I was saying was,
He's the women that the lyrical up the best under the sun. I'm the Lord Chief Rocker number one, Mr. Funky. Chief Rocker.
y'all was talking about, was it Sarah Connor? Was that,
Yeah.
that shorty? Nah, man. Was old girl with aliens?
Ellen Ripley.
Yeah.
Ripley.
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 Let them square off. That's
Her
all
and
I
her
wanted
little
to
cat
say.
Well,
survived.
Ripley was not
Combat
better with.
trained.
Yeah, she wasn't better with
I got my
weapons.
money on Connor, dude.
Yeah,
She
Connor
for the
was
future.
trained. She
She
spent.
fight for the future.
Oh,
She trained since
no.
1987 for this.
Oh, no.
She fight for the
no.
future.
Oh no.
Because if you
Now
remember,
both is deadly threats.
They
coming
That's
out.
what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
Both are
they,
deadly threats.
Ripley was kind of just was just kind of tossed into the situation.
Ripley is
in a way,
is a
so-
very creative,
Certain-
on the fly thinker.
Yes,
Exactly.
Very
That's what I'm
creative
talking
on the
about.
fly
She's
thinker.
a force.
Yeah,
Telling
very
you.
very creative on the fly. So she would definitely come up with something creative. Like she's. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good fight. I just think overall, at the end, I'm picking Sarah Connor.
Yeah, I
At the
agree.
end, but Ripley gonna give as good as she get.
Yeah, Sarah
Ripley's
Connor
gonna
was a
get
beast.
shot.
That is
That's
the other
it. That's
thing.
all I'm waiting
That's
on.
the other thing.
As soon as she
Yeah.
come
Later
for
on, doesn't Ripley end up getting some of the? She kind of becomes like
the non-canon
part
story,
of the-
yes.
yeah,
The
like,
She dies in 3.
She dies in 3, and they
Yeah.
clone her in,
right,
and
they,
they-
clone
and then
her,
she's like a
right.
hybrid.
Yeah.
After that, and
Because she had an egg in her, and they were trying to
Right.
separate the egg from her, or the embryo from her, that was
Yes.
gestating in her when she died, because it was a queen.
Yeah,
And so they kept making versions of her because that the DNA was mixed together. And that last one that they made of her was
was able to
Her,
yeah.
right.
that had
closest to
super
her.
strength and had all the heightened abilities and was able
And
to
the
a
claws
baby and all that shit.
Yeah,
And was
yeah.
acid proof and all that. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It was the worst. That
Yeah.
last that alien, I think it was Alien 5 or 4, I don't know.
And then
whichever.
there was Alien
Yeah, it might have been
Covenant.
for-
and-
yeah.
Yeah, I like that story, even though it doesn't really make sense with the other stories. But
And then Prometheus is in there. in the
Prometheus
mix.
is even worse.
Y'all didn't like Prometheus?
I didn't
not
care
in the,
for
not
it
in the
much.
context of what we're supposed to be getting. If it was his own story, I'd be cool with it. But because you're saying that this is connected to all that other stuff, it didn't work.
Like when were they? James Cameron kept promising us that they would go to whatever planet L,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah, and he never takes us there. We're supposed to go to the planet with the mining colony.
Yeah,
we're supposed to see that.
Yeah.
And we never
where it
see
started.
that.
We
Where it
never
all
made it
started.
there.
We never made
and we
it
never
there.
really made it to the engineer's home world either.
No.
Yeah,
we thought
that's
we were
true.
there. It wasn't the home world.
Yeah, I liked Prometheus. I saw Prometheus in theaters. I liked it because I didn't know anything. Like, kind of like Final Destination 5, where it ended up being a prequel. I didn't know anything
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. So I just that's kind of why I like to go into movies without going into I
Yeah,
don't
if you
know,
don't
watching
know
too
any-
many trailers. Yeah.
See, I messed up because I was so into the alien stories
Yes.
that I had read books and I read the script,
Exactly.
the original script for that
Yes.
movie.
Okay.
The script that they later scrapped
Yeah.
and then did this
Wait, the original script for which movie?
Prometheus. Prometheus.
Okay.
Really?
So the original script for Prometheus, which is old as dirt. This is
Yeah.
something that they had wrote way back, and this had been circulating amongst people for a long time.
So
Wow.
what was different?
It was more authentic to what was really happening. So the engineers used the xenomorphs as basically like what insects are. They terraform planets. If you may pay attention to how the xenomorphs work, they create atmospheres.
They do.
They create this whole ecosystem inside of their hive. All that slimy stuff over time will become vegetation and will produce like full forms of a whole planet that we can breathe on. So that's how they went around making planets and seeding planets was with these little ants. That's basically what they were like. Their original form, they were a lot smaller, and they would dig through the ground. And he used humanoid beings as slaves. Like, we don't know if they were humans or not. Some of them were humans, some of them was other species, but they used them to kind of harvest and to farm the xenomorphs. And one day, two guys got into it inside of the hive, and one slave killed another slave and left his body there.
Oh shit.
And so the xenomorphs have this unforeign entity in their hive, and then they start to fuck with it.
Right.
And they develop a connection, like they have an interest in, like one of the xenomorphs basically gets a bloodlust after tasting this body. This one xenomorph goes on a rampage and starts killing slaves. The rest of the hive contain him. The queen realizes what happens to him and starts figuring out what can we do instead. And then they realize, okay, we've been trapped in here, so now we can use these slaves to modify ourselves to get out of here. And so the queen starts this
Interesting.
process of like tricking one of the slaves into being trapped in there, and then they start to evolve when she figures out how to get this guy pregnant.
Oh wow.
And then the end result is that you've got the
Gross.
first larger xenomorph that's humanoid, because they take on whatever form or whatever they're made from. But in their natural state, before they mix with other species, they were just these like insect-like aliens that would just do their little hive thing and just live like ants, minding their business. So that story was about this human that had been on like one of the slaves in this colony. And what happens when he's trapped in the fucking colony, because they can't leave the space, because then the engineers will kill him. So they're in there during their shift, and this fucking one xenomorph that tasted the blood of the dead slave is ravaging, trying to kill him off. He's trying to stay alive, and then the rest is like what starts the story that leads to them becoming attached to humans. And that's when the engineers realized what happened and said, well, now that we have this new thing, let's figure out what to do with it. And so that's where they start using the larger.
So what's wrong with that movie?
I don't know. Just like everything else.
What's wrong? He said, "What's wrong with that one?"
Just like Zack Snyder having it, just like they changed the Justice League and everything else. These people, they get these stories that are really good, and then they say, "No, that's too much story. We're gonna simplify it." It's like, no, people. I mean, fucking Blade Runner is like a cult classic.
Yeah, but it didn't make the numbers.
It made enough numbers to get a sequel
True.
and get an anime.
Years later. But yes,
like
it did.
that-
You're right.
like that.
Because at the time they didn't understand it. They don't understand. Like they didn't understand Big Trouble in Little China when it came out. So they cut the budget after he was in the middle of him making it.
Oh, that's
For real.
That's why in the beginning scene where the truck runs over Lopan, that was filmed one of the last scenes they filmed. So if you notice throughout the rest of the movie, Lopan is floating and he can float through stuff.
Right.
That he didn't float through that truck. The truck hit a doll and the doll fell down.
Of course, right.
Because they didn't have budget anymore at that point.
7-foot guy
Wow.
with light coming
That's
out of his
rough.
mouth.
Bogusness. Like
Love that movie.
that type of stuff is like we watch them with good concepts. Then when the movie comes out, people love it, and then they sit there and brag later. Yeah, we knew this was good from the beginning. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because you didn't trust it.
They didn't. Exactly. That's the
All full
perfect
circle to the fact that they're
commentary.
making all these reboots of crappy material when they've got great material out there.
That's true.
And really, right now, Disney is the harbinger of intellectual property.
I was gonna say of the apocalypse.
They
Quite possibly.
They got him too.
Oh, you will bow down before me. Son of Jarrell.
You saying Harbinger just brought that.
No, well, because they've got. You don't realize how many major intellectual properties that Disney owns that they have not done anything with.
Oh,
so,
definitely.
Besides
Predator,
the fact,
Alien.
well, Predator they're doing though.
Yeah, they're doing Predator.
They're still
True.
going with
well,
that.
Prey, right?
Yeah, that's a sequel.
Yeah, Prey.
Or prequel, sequel, whatever. But they own the rights. Like they own the rights to Dragon Ball Z. They own the rights to Tron, which people have been begging them to do. They own the rights to
Didn't they
the
just
John
do
Carter
a Tron
series
thing not that long ago?
No, they stopped production
because of Star Wars and Marvel and all
Well,
that.
but the one that had Jeff Bridges in
They
it.
stopped the
They
shit
stopped it? Wow.
because-
That they did the one movie and then said we're not going to do any more because we got these other
Because we
franchises.
got Star Wars.
Oh, okay, but that one movie came. Okay, so that one.
That was
then
the
they
end.
stopped.
The same
Okay.
thing with John Carter. John Carter of Mars came out and they were supposed to do a series with that, and then that's when so Marvel is what stopped Tron. Then Star Wars is what stopped John Carter. And so they got all these intellectual properties to these series that we've never seen before. We've never seen the whole John Carter. Never. There's never been a good live action John Carter. It was a cartoon. Let's go. They've got.
Isn't that and right now John Carter now qualifies as public domain because other people there's other stuff non-Disney related, like the comic is not related to, and it's called John Carter of Mars.
It's public domain, but just like Disney does anyway. It's
Yeah. I'm just saying, but
it is.
anyone else can still maybe not
But
the
they-
movie.
They
They're
can't-
making the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
I don't.
They are.
I don't.
Hey, they did the banana splits one, man. That shit was weird.
Hold on.
That's weird.
I need
That
to
shit was
understand
weird.
I'm
Is
just talking about
Pinocchio
public.
horror?
Huh?
Why? Because he
Oh,
needs
that
human
Pinocchio
flesh.
movie is supposed to be a horror.
I don't know. It look.
Oh.
I need to. I just,
'Cause
He only
needs
wants
human
flesh.
yeah.
He
the-
only
the-
wants flesh.
That was a real poster.
I don't
Why
know.
would they use that tagline?
I don't know.
Wow.
I am vexed.
Wow.
I am total. So, all that stuff like you talking about, like they have so much material that's original, but they bought it all to make sure nobody else could use it and make it, and just so that whenever they get to it, they can get to it. But it also has the rest of these companies ain't willing to experiment and explore. Like so, Amazon and Netflix, they do their original content.
But we're talking about cinema, Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood ain't going. Like we sitting there watching Universal talking about going back. They still want to do the fucking MonsterVerse with
Which I'm
Frankenstein.
not
Mummy
opposed to. It just needs to be done
Frankenstein.
right and take that horrible Tom Cruise mummy movie
my
out
God.
of it.
No
'Cause
one
that,
asked for it.
That shit
No
was
one
ass
asked for it.
crackers.
That was the only one that I didn't like out of the ones they
That,
did.
that
No
shit
one
was ass.
asked
Yeah,
for it.
Dracula Unbound was nice.
Yeah,
I like
Dracula was
like Dracula
good.
Unbound.
And they did it.
That Benicio del Toro Wolfman.
The Wolfman. That was
not-
that
yeah,
was pretty good, too.
decent. Yeah, I
That
wasn't.
did come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
I
were
did
good
see
movies.
that.
Those
Wow,
were
I
good
forgot
movies.
Yeah.
about that, man.
Yeah, the
I
Mummy
forgot
one is the
about
only bad one. The Dracula Unbound was decent, and the Wolfman was
I got
decent.
it.
But we were on the verge of having what's his name play Dr. Jekyll in the story. He was in the
Who?
Mummy. What's the guy that's playing Zeus and Thor? Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
He probably would have been a
right.
good doctor.
That would have
He
been
kind of like that in real
great.
life, so he probably
Because that was the next movie they were
He
going to
was
do.
in his prime, young prime.
Yeah.
You know who could do it now though? Jude Law. Jude Law
yeah.
could do Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Jude Law.
Hyde.
Well, we're
really
about to
good.
get a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So We gonna get it anyway. Yeah, they doing that again.
He said,
Yeah.
doing that again.
Nah, I'm okay with that because again, that's one of them stories I would have liked. I want them to remake. I would rather them do that than Indiana Jones.
Oh.
I don't want a sequel to. I want to. I mean, a reboot.
You know, as much of a fan of Indiana Jones, I don't need another one. And I'm a fan of Indiana Jones. I don't need another one, to be honest with you. I really don't. That exactly. To me, they could have stopped with Last Crusade. Him and Connery.
that was a proper ending.
That was a proper ending to
because we know
to
they're
the
gonna
stuff.
live forever.
Yeah.
I mean, with these other movies, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, even though these are video games, it's still like take that legacy on.
Yeah.
So just seeing like, yeah, we can't. It's so much filming you could do for
There's so much
Harrison
other stuff.
Ford
So
to
many other
convince me.
things.
You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah,
gonna be mostly
it's-
CGI for
Just
it.
let it go.
That's what I was gonna
Just
say.
let it go.
That's what makes me nervous is the overuse of CGI. Like we don't do some fucking practical effects. Please hire some props people.
Well, he's a Model
Have
T.
them do
He's a
some
Model T
practical
Ford, and they
effects.
gonna make him look like a new Ford.
Yeah, it just
Yuck.
do practical effects are amazing.
No
Gross.
thanks. No thanks.
You over there flipping to something? What's that?
Gross. Oh, I'm looking through the monsters of the multiverse. That's what I'm
What's
looking through.
that?
Is it the Handbook of Monsters?
It is. It pretty much is.
in the multiverse?
So that's the What's that from
This is-
Fantastic Beasts?
No, this is
Like a grimoire of beasts.
Yeah, this is pretty much a grimoire of monsters that I could throw at people when I want to, whenever I feel like in my
I wish I
campaigns.
could throw monsters.
Vecna, I
at
choose
people.
Right.
you.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what it is. I go through this and I pull an
Scary
ash. I'm like,
Pokemon.
I choose the scariest thing in this book.
So that's something I would do, because the Pokemon fan base has aged.
Yeah.
Imagine a realistic, like with real
It's
monsters.
Pokemon are terrifying when you translate them to a mouse that could put 20,000 volts through your body.
That's the least
Awful.
scary of them.
That's not even the
Yeah,
scariest
yeah,
one.
really scary.
What?
Coughing, wheezing.
What's that snake?
Psyduck.
Psyduck,
Oh,
man.
the rock snake. Oh, I forgot his name.
Yeah, that
But I know what you're
shit. I
talking
would
about,
love
yeah.
to do that. A live, like really serious
A
version.
real
of it.
Pokemon.
It's
a real-
Pokemon
But it's
as
not,
damn
and I
as-
wouldn't even make it like the show where they're like running
scary.
around battling in
In an arena.
I would make it on some real shit, like some motherfuckers. Like again, just like how they did Battleship, you got to find a creative way to do it. So you got these monsters
Yeah.
in this space, and then they escape, and you're trapped in this space with them, and you got to catch them all
Yeah. Oh, damn.
before they escape.
Those would be some real little monsters.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So, it's Pokemon out there that are judo masters. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that Hitmonlee just jump out the
You
shadows?
throw
on
the
me?
ball at it.
I'm just a person. I don't got the ball. I ain't in this shit. I'm just going because you gotta think about the world, like how the Pokemon world exists. They just walk past them motherfuckers in everyday life.
Hey, you worried about
Yeah.
that? When Mewtwo shows up floating over the city and people start just disintegrating,
Right,
exploding.
I'm good.
Exactly. See, I'm worried about all of it on all levels, because once again, it's shit that hang out in shadows and in garbage. You open your garbage can, a wheezing come out at you and spit poison in your face.
Right,
Yeah,
so, and it
no.
melts you. It melts you.
Right, it melts you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you can see why.
Hunter, man. It's a fucking ghost dude in my mirror. I can't do shit. I'm just a regular dude. Once again, I'm not aware that the Pokeball exists. This is a scary world you build in Ambi. I don't want to live in
You're
your
just
world.
trying to live your life. And you're like, damn, I can't even
Right,
walk
you
through
can't
the-
do basic shit. Pokemon precludes you from doing basic shit.
You can't ride
The
your
same
bike.
thing with you can't do shit.
Can't do shit.
because they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, no.
They-
No.
Right,
Collect them all.
right. No, thank you.
I mean, or you die, right? You know.
I guess
You
I'm
gotta
man.
collect them.
Think about Cabin in the Woods. I would like to see a prequel
yeah.
to that where we show how they catch them.
Oh, yeah, all the
Oh,
creatures.
all the
Because
creatures.
that's a
yeah.
story. Y'all got fucking good
Man.
material, but y'all keep going back to
Hey,
the
that's
same
a
shit.
Cabin in the
that
Woods
is one of
so
Joss
fucking
Whedon's
good.
best projects.
It really is.
Cabin in the Woods was so slept on, and I remember seeing it in the theater and being like, "Yo, see this?" Because people be like, "Oh, it looked corny," and then years later, people like, "Oh my god, it was so good."
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't
that
know how they
motherfucker.
connected them.
It did not look like it looked in the trailer.
It did. It was
The
nothing
trailer was
like
a
the trailer.
spin like a mug.
It was, not, and that's smart because why? Like, if your trailers are bullshit a lot of the time anyway. So if you're going to spin something, spin it like that.
Yeah, so I
We're-
go in completely unaware, like, oh shit,
Completely.
I thought this was a stupid slasher horror.
Yeah, nope. Surprise.
Man, So imagine that, like there was a team of people, because everybody that worked in that facility was so calm with these creatures. They were like, yeah, such and such. They were having fun.
Yeah.
So, but who caught
Yeah,
them?
because how do you put the genie back in the box? Okay, I unleashed this horror on you to accomplish this thing. How do I get these fuckers back in the box?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. There's what you would call like damage control. That's what I would call the movie, damage control.
Okay.
That would be the team that catches these things.
Man, that's a lot of victims.
That's like a Eternal Affair Ghostbusters.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I unleashed the zombie family.
But I'm talking about even before you unleashed them. Who
Yeah.
caught them first time?
Right,
Right.
who caught? But you could tell several stories. You could even tell one. Okay, the agency is here. We've unleashed this, and this is the first time they unleash something.
Right.
The story of them getting it back
Yeah.
in the box. It's so many stories. You are right. That's a whole lore
That's
right
a
there.
whole universe.
The
From
Japanese
catching them
ghosts.
to keeping them contained.
I would write the
Yeah.
shit out of that type of story.
Yeah.
They want to go back to the same old shit. Scooby-Doo, like you said. Like,
Yeah, no.
Right, 'cause okay,
they're doing an Addams Family and the Monsters.
And
I don't trust Rob Zombie with the monsters. Man.
He's doing the monsters.
He's doing the
Kind of
monsters.
scares me.
Yeah, I don't
And,
know.
not
Like Rob
the
Zombie
fun
comedy
way.
is.
Here's the thing. I'm one of those people that feel Rob Zombie's horror stuff is overrated because to me the Firefly family that just couldn't have happened. Like maybe in the '60s it could have happened. It couldn't have happened in the ages that he put them in. The FBI would have been all over. You could because he was setting it in the real world. He was saying like, okay, it's no way that many people go missing in that small town and
Yeah.
no one over
What
time.
story you talking about?
But the Firefly family, which is House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, to
Yeah.
Three from Hell.
Well, they
Yes.
did get caught up.
They
though.
got caught, but there's no way they could have gotten that far. No
In the 80s, yeah, they could.
way. Not in
The-
the 80s. That movie was not set in the 80s. The first House of a Thousand Corpses is set in the 2000s. In the
Exactly.
2000s.
It's
Oh,
late
that's
'cause
right.
It's an
It's set,
park.
it's,
You're
right. It's set in the
Amusement park.
2000s. It's no way that number of people could go missing in that area
Yeah.
in the cell phone era
Yeah,
where
Mulder
shit's
and
pinging
Scully
off
would've been there.
towers.
So
Right.
what is Rob Zombie's style of filmmaking?
It's
Does it-
gritty.
It's just gritty,
and
raw.
dirty, and like,
Realistic, very grimy.
in a way. I do agree with you completely because I like Rob Zombie. I like Rob Zombie's music, but I like some aesthetics that he has to his filmmaking. But I do feel like he needed someone to
slap his
ride
hand and
that
say,
train
"Reel him
with him."
in.
Yeah, like no, we're not gonna do this. No, because some of the shit is like.
The hotel scene in Devil's Rejects goes on far too long.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff
Far
runs
too
too long.
long.
I watched that fucking witch movie with
Which
the,
went nowhere.
went-
Lords of
went no-
Salem.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Lords of Salem.
right, that
I
was
like,
Rob
what is
Zombie.
Yeah,
happening?
31 was garbage.
A lot of his visuals will be cool.
Yeah, the
but it's
visuals
like,
are cool, but yeah.
what is happening?
he's
So
Zack
is
Snyder.
is he any good in comedy?
I've
I
never
don't
done it. He's
know.
never
Because
done a
these
comedy.
are comedy titles.
He's never done comedy
Monsters
before.
And this is where I add in. Have y'all watched the Super Beast though?
I did watch
No.
Super Beast though. I
No.
watched
Watch
Super
Super
Beast though.
Beast though.
Yeah, I watched
Now,
Super Beast, though.
speaking of the comedy aspect, how did you feel about that?
Super Beast though had his moments, and I definitely think that the comedy there because I think Danny Trejo sold the lead role.
Well, he's
Okay.
comedy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, when
Exactly.
there was someone
If you got
quality.
someone, yeah, to do that.
So then the
So
monsters
it-
could work.
It had some dark elements to it. It had some
Yeah, yeah.
comedic elements to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. was
yeah,
Rob
yeah.
Zombie.
It was a whole situation.
I mean, it's not everything he done hasn't been bad. Like to me,
Yeah.
his first Halloween was actually good.
I was gonna say
seen
that.
that.
I
Yeah,
do
his-
like that Halloween.
His first Halloween was good. I
agree.
I just felt like the story he was trying to sell me with the Firefly family, I just couldn't buy it.
No, and
So-
then
I just couldn't buy it.
I just don't wanna see his wife in
barber,
every movie.
Wasn't he involved with the barber whole situation? Where dude was like, oh, what is the name of that movie? And I love that movie. It was like the dude was the barber. And he was like cutting people off, and he was. They was making like food. Thank you, Sweeney
Oh,
Todd.
that-
Was that Rob
I don't
Zombie?
think-
Shout
No,
out
that
to
is
Jake.
Rob-
Wasn't that Rob
It was
Zombie?
Jake.
no, that's not Rob
No, that's
Zombie.
not.
Sweeney
my
Todd
bad.
is
That was a Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Because
Yeah.
you know
So- It
Tim,
was
Tim
based
Burton
on
liked to
an
play dress
opera.
up with Johnny Depp.
So if you think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the reason
Sweeney
why
Todd is
I don't
based on
think
an opera.
the reason I don't think the monsters will work is because monsters was old. It was simpler times for film, for TV shows. You can't put those simplistic moments in modern sentiments and make that work. And act like we're just gonna be able to look at that and say, okay, yeah. It's kind of like Monsters was very, very Stooges.
Yeah, it was already
Like
comedic.
they had some moments that was like it was very.
It was a different approach of comedy. It was goddamn. It was the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Comedy. So
Frankenstein
you would
married
take
to-
these characters and make them funny, a little slapstick, TV sitcom.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? You got the bumbling
Frankenstein husband.
Yeah, you got Grandpa, who's the vampire,
And the wife is
Bride of
vampire.
Frankenstein.
and the
Bride of-
wife is a vampire. You know what I mean?
And the son is a werewolf somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
Yeah, we don't
Suddenly.
even. Yeah.
I can't even get to the biology of that one.
It just happened,
It's
man.
lichens and vampires.
But how does an
But he's
undead
not. But
construct?
he's a Frankenstein.
He's a construct. He's a golem. So how does he reproduce?
He a test tube,
Yeah.
He's much different than a test.
Test tube,
That's,
baby.
that's
This is much more complicated than the Addams
Yeah.
family. Damn.
Yeah.
But you get that. So you
Yeah.
know. Now, see, there's your logic. How is this going to the brain?
What?
You know what I'm saying? No, because that's what you're thinking. How is this going to work? It's not logically right. So
I'm
how
just trying
you
to figure out
sell
how they make
this?
how a construct and a vampire make a werewolf.
I
That's
mean,
all.
it
I
was
wanna know.
different times.
That's what I'm saying. It worked back then.
Yeah.
Now
it
it don't. It don't. You
It
can't.
don't gel. It
You can't
doesn't
just
gel.
show us that and say, okay.
Right. That's exactly
We're not gonna go with that. So that's like Adam's family. I live near Adam's family for real, so I
Yeah.
understand how that can work. There's some weird people out there as
Oh
neighbors.
yeah, absolutely.
True.
So-
I love
Yeah, see, the
that.
Addams family was just a bizarre family.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very
With,
eccentric.
with supernatural things that were around them, but they weren't
Thing.
supernatural.
Well, she was.
Well, they had magic. They were
Wednesday.
practitioners
Yeah.
of magic.
She
Yeah.
was.
And grandma
grandma.
would
And-
cast
and the
spells and
wife.
shit.
And I
Yeah.
think all
The wife,
women.
Yeah,
the
more
wife's side of the
Texas.
family
And
were
Gomez.
witches or
They
something.
all
Gomez. Yeah,
was,
true.
They were
'Cause
something.
And you,
Thing
and you
was
can't
a-
leave Fester out either.
Thing was a fucking-
Right,
But
were-
remember, they were freaks.
They
That's
were practitioners of some sort
Yeah,
of
they're
magic.
freaks.
True.
So if you think like that works, because you got the freak shows and you got these weird people out here that we can't explain.
Exactly.
That makes sense because that's realistic.
With
but
a
it-
bunch of monsters hanging out in the car, driving, going to the store.
and then they had that crazy ass
something to
car
eat.
with a coffin and all
With a
that
car, yeah.
drag racing
Right.
like
And
that.
then the regular cousin,
yeah,
Yeah,
just the
right,
random
the
regular
fucking-
Marilyn, I
right,
think her
she
name
got-
was.
she got
She
married
was just
to,
hanging out.
so you like you
Yeah.
can
She's just hanging out like I'm
cousin
out.
is-
Hey, Freakazoid would make funny of that shit.
Yeah.
But anyway.
exactly.
That makes me wonder too, with like them revamping the Munsters and Addams Family, because that was all like a specific genre, like a Svengoolie type era,
Yeah.
whatever. Do you all think that they'll try to remake Elvira, even though she
She's
is
still
still
around.
alive?
Well, she owns that. She owns that name.
Good for her.
Yeah, just like
Good
Svengoolie.
for her.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
she owns
that's
that
Good
name.
for both
creatives
of
owning
them.
your shit.
She owns that name.
Good
That
for
is
both of
actually
them. I
dope.
didn't know
That's why there's never been
So it's
anything
never been
Elvira without her approval.
No,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
no
that's
recast,
awesome.
nothing redone.
Yeah,
It
because
was
she
I
owns that
didn't know
name. She now
that.
That's why there will never be another.
now
Pee Wee
she,
Herman.
I know
Nice.
in interviews that she has
Yeah.
said that she is not opposed to passing on the title, but it will be to someone who she approves of.
Oh, that's smart. Good
And I
for
don't
both
think-
of them. Her
and we don't need
Svengoolie.
one.
Hell yeah.
And
we
we
don't
don't
need
No, I agree.
don't
I
need
love Elvira.
Yeah.
And I used to watch her movies
She's
as
good
a
enough.
child.
But that's my thing. Like humor
Was
from back
she a
then.
vampire?
No.
No, she was just
She
like
was just
a witchy,
mistress of the dark,
yeah,
witchy.
She was, the mistress
she was
of
like
it.
Vincent Price.
Yeah, it was
Come
like,
on,
Exactly.
come on in.
it was like
Right.
cheesy
Again, Svengoolie,
comedy.
who wasn't
Yeah,
a vampire.
Svengoolie.
Yeah.
But he still come on TV.
But he
Yeah.
owns that. Rich
Rich
Coles owns
Coles.
that name.
Yeah.
Now he's not the original Svengoolie, but he
Right.
owns the name now.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
actually got it from him. He got the.
Yeah, he got the
From the
title passed to him.
original
Yeah,
Svengoolie.
he got the
Yeah.
title. He got the
That's
title passed to him. So
And
Yeah.
Berwin.
yeah,
Yeah,
and Berwin, thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
all the
Oh,
cards and letters. That was my shit.
Hey, I used to watch that every.
every week.
week.
That's
Yeah.
why I first saw Night of the Creeps was Svengoolie.
Oh my god.
And I love Night of the
Hey,
Creeps.
Night of the Creeps is a good
Svengoolie's
fucking
so
movie.
great.
You know, and props to its spiritual successor, Slither, because Slither was Night of the Creeps to be
Yeah.
done.
Slither is wild as
Absolutely.
hell.
I like that's when you get all wormy in there.
Man, that was a class. James Gunn was on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slither was dope as fuck.
Slither's wild as hell.
And there's another movie that was just like that too, which was the other one where the kids in high school
Oh yeah. I
with
forgot what it's
Frodo
called.
Baggins.
Yeah. The faculty.
Yeah, the faculty.
The faculty with Ursher.
The faculty.
With Ursher.
The fucking
Right.
faculty is good.
Yeah,
The faculty is good. With
Yeah,
Josh
the faculty
Hartnett.
Yeah, that movie is good.
It is. It's real underrated.
And it's one of the better ones.
Is Usher in that movie?
No, that's
Wait, which one? Which one had
he
Usher
was
in it?
It was a movie with Usher in it though. That was like a horror.
It was a horror. Usher
No,
was
that
in a
was
horror.
faculty.
It was because he got taken
He was-
over by the
He
thing.
was the
He
one of the
like-
basketball
Oh
players.
my God,
He was
he
the jock.
was. Yes, because
Yeah, he was
he
the
ends
jock.
up getting killed.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
spoilers from 1997.
Yeah, right.
Hell no.
But look,
Look at all these young actors that we now know are tortured adults.
Right.
Like all y'all are tortured adults.
except Elijah Wood still looks the same.
Oh yeah, fucking Clea Duvall. There goes
Ursher.
Ursher, right?
Ursher.
Watch
I
that
totally
movie, though.
forgot he was. He
Watch
sure
that
was
movie.
in it.
Ain't that Confessions era?
That was
Usher?
one of the first movies back then.
That was
I
before
think. Yeah, that was
Confessions.
young,
Well, he was a
Usher.
kid.
That was like teenage
Yeah,
Usher.
that was still.
Oh, just
Dan-
call me a Mac. Oh, Mac Usher.
Right, it was way before Confessions Usher.
Yeah, them cats in that movie was actually smart.
They were.
They were the only ones to figure out what the fuck was going on, and they handled their fucking business. That movie,
I do.
True. That is
that
true.
movie was good.
That is true. Well, guys, it's that time, man. It's been a dope show, but we gotta let people go home.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Go
before
to
we
sleep.
go,
Get
you
ready.
know,
Yeah, we got some
We
Yeah.
gotta plug the Haymarket.
Yeah, we
That's why I
got-
wanted to make sure we gave the Haymarket its time,
Yeah, man.
full time. So if you weren't listening to the beginning of the show, if you weren't paying attention to everything we've been posting on social media, everything we've been talking about, we have a residency, Haymarket Brewery, and we are starting on July 3rd. So open gaming 3 to 6. There'll be D&D. There'll be board games. Whatever you want to do, come through, hang out with us.
Spades.
Spades,
All types of games.
Bones,
everything.
Monopoly. Sorry, somebody.
Video games.
Yeah,
gonna
some-
be Street
it-
Fighter
Yeah, we
Six.
gonna do all that.
We're gonna do all
There's
that.
pool tables in the spot. Darts.
And then from 6 to 9, we're gonna do a version of the show right there live
Right
with
there.
you
We're
guys
gonna do
in
the live
attendance,
podcast.
Live and direct.
live and direct. And it's our 1 year anniversary party.
It's a lot going
So
on with
it's
the
a
Fly
lot
Nerd
going on with the Fly Nerd
Group.
And we are really just getting started. Shout out to Herman Hobson, who will be the other DM running stuff for y'all.
Word.
Got to give him his props too.
That's real.
Shout out to J Dot. He's gonna be there spinning.
J-Dot,
J
K-Max.
Dot, you know, we're gonna be doing a lot of live things, you know, so we hope to have everybody out. We hope that the IMG people come and hang out with us too. Jake, you and your friends, welcome. Sean
Absolutely.
Rocker, you and the family. Mose, you watching?
Absolutely.
Y'all come on down,
Please
hang out
come
with us. You know,
Facebook fans.
especially on the anniversary. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
we all did this.
We're all gonna take shots. Live. No, I'm just.
All the Facebook fans.
Now,
all
you put it
the,
out there now, they gonna all
Right.
come to
No,
you for the
yeah,
shots.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
If
I
100
didn't say I was buying them. I said.
if 100
But-
people want to do shots, you gotta do shots 100 times.
Hey, wait, you never know.
But
Wow.
yeah, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all for helping us get this thing up and going and making it a movement. The people out there who have supported us, we couldn't do this without y'all. So we just want to make sure, you know, we give y'all some love. Y'all know who y'all are. It's so mean to name. We ain't got, you know what I'm saying? We'll do some proper credits with some names on the list at another juncture, but it takes a team to do this, and we got a team. We a family here, so you know, love all y'all. Been doing this for a year. I'm proud of this, and I can't wait to see it blow even more.
How y'all
Yes,
feel
that's
about
lit.
doing the Fly Nerd? This has been a year. How you feel about it?
I'm super excited, and I love doing this, and it doesn't even feel like, I don't know, it doesn't feel, you know how like people will be kind of stressed out to go, like have extra stuff to do outside of work and things like that. This
Right.
feels natural, and it just feels like right, and I think that it's exciting because I feel like there is so much more stuff to happen, and we have done a lot in a year. I mean, it has literally just been a year, and we have done so much in this time. So
Indeed,
I'm happy to be here.
Indeed. Ambi, how you feel?
How you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel great, man. I feel absolutely great. I feel opportunities are knocking, and I'm grateful to be in this position. So, you know, it's time to just take this thing even further. That's how I feel.
Well, I feel it's in my name, ambitious. So this is just the beginning.
Get them, Starscream.
I guarantee you. Think about if y'all been watching and y'all been paying attention to us, y'all know what we've done in a year. and it's like 1,000 years to y'all. It's like a day to the gods. So
Yeah. Oh,
we move on
that
the
was
Godspeed
slick. Okay,
Hour.
yeah, we getting it in.
Yo, I'm
This
studying 120 right now. Call me God Hour.
we just getting started. I mean, for real, like we've had an amazing year.
We have.
Like we conquered C2E2,
Yeah.
and I mean, we bigger than that now. We,
Got a panel our first time.
right.
Out the
Like
gate.
what?
Yeah,
Got a
like
panel at the gate.
we did the Pharaoh Monch interview. We did the Kim interview.
Whoop.
Shout out to her because she doing her thing like right now. We've been moving.
We
We
been moving.
did the what's his name from High Road?
Casual.
Casual interview.
I don't think did we
Absolutely.
release that? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the
Nah,
casual
we
interview
did.
went up.
We
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
But we moved a lot from that until now. You're doing Q&As at motherfucking
at film
premieres.
positions, right?
You know what I mean? The Fly Nerd
Get
Group
at me
has
for that.
been invited to host and doing stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we doing
And
that.
it's just more because we're going to grow into all these other conglomerates and politics and all that shit. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what it's designed for, and this is what we built for. So we're going to continue moving. Me personally, I feel great. You know what I mean? Like, impressed.
Same. Yeah. It's, I like
Yeah.
Yo, we've been
We are
moving
still
and
here.
moving.
We
Yeah,
are
and we are
still-
still
what
here.
kind of
Called
fun
Morpheus.
And we still going. We still pushing and shoving. So,
Yeah.
motherfucker, get out the way.
Yeah.
FG.
Ooh, that's it.
All
That's
right,
it.
and one love to IMG for putting up with us for a whole year.
Wow.
Thank
we
you,
know
Shine
that was
Rocker,
work.
for putting
Yes.
up for.
And by the way, this is a new one right here. I just made this 2 days ago.
Bro.
I'm just watching y'all rock to it.
Bro.
Yeah.
The trickery.
Right.
All right.
But
So with that being said, say less.
Goodbye.
Bye.